Mayor John Tory, along with other GTHA mayors and chairs, are calling on the provincial and federal governments to step up and take urgent action when it comes to improving sick pay benefits. Tory says a big problem continues to be outbreaks in essential workplaces. People are going to work while they're sick. And Tory says that's because the current sick pay benefits are simply not good enough.
Although there is the Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit from the Government of Canada and provisions by the Government of Ontario to protect employment for those who are ill, we know that people continue to come to work with COVID-19, often because they're afraid of losing their paycheck. An enhanced benefit, which comes closer to replacing income for those who have to take time off work to isolate, a simpler application process, and an immediately available benefit without days or weeks of delay before it's received.
The mayor is also calling on the federal government to tighten travel restrictions even further. Tory suggests using technology to increase quarantine enforcement so there isn't additional pressure put on local officials.
In addition to the recently instituted 3-day advanced testing requirement for travelers arriving in Canada, the mayors and chairs urged the federal government to consider additional testing measures at the airports to detect the presence of viral variants.
The COVID-19 UK variant, a big concern right now in light of cases at Roberta Place, a long-term care home in Barrie.
We know the UK B117 variant is in Ontario. We must assume it will spread. With that in mind, the most important thing to do is to act in ways that protect yourself and everyone around you. Toronto Public Health has today contacted all long-term care and retirement homes, as well as complex continuing care and rehabilitation hospitals, to get them to review, audit, and reinforce their current infection prevention and control measures.
Toronto Fire Chief Matthew Pegg says it was a busy weekend for enforcement. 6 charges were laid and 8 notices were given out to owners and operators of retail stores, personal service settings, and grocery stores. Officers also inspected 90 bars and restaurants. 98% of them were in compliance. 2 charges were laid.
Over the course of the weekend, 40 charges were laid as a result of the investigation of complaints relating to large gatherings on private property and in private residences.
Dr. Davila says there will be a temporary change with how Toronto Public Health shares COVID-19 data next week, and that's because TPH is migrating to a new system which will allow for all local public health units in the province to be on the same system. Dr. Davila is also reminding people to continue to follow the rules, stay home as much as possible, and limit your interaction with others. Outside of City Hall, Maliha Sheikh, City News.